which should make it a lot better in a lot more situations. That's insane. Let me move. I'm stuck in a wall and this guy's rezzing. So hello gamers, recently there was a patch that completely changed how the gunplay works in Battlefield 6. On the surface, it was just fixing a few issues with the spread, as well as the spread movement penalties, but it's completely changed how a lot of the guns feel. In this video, I'll cover the 10 guns that feel amazing after this update, and you need to start running right now. If you guys are enjoying these videos though, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Only 10% of the people watching my videos are subscribed. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. The first big change is actually the AK-4D. Now, this gun was already really consistent because it's basically an M60 with a smaller mag but better handling. The issue with the weapon was that a lot of these weapons that have really high like initial kick, just because, you know, they have some recoil to them, had quite a few issues with the movement bugs that were in the game. Because one of the biggest bugs was that if you started moving while shooting, you actually had the maximum inaccuracy your weapon could have. And on these guns that have like the high initial kick, they were very accurate while standing, but the second you started moving, they got really inaccurate. And now that's really not the case. That alongside the jump changes, as you can see, which kind of make jump shotting way easier in this game. So now the lower fire rate guns are more consistent while jumping as well. So overall, that makes the AK-4D feel extremely good. Our second weapon is a weapon that was already amazing before the patch, but now feels extremely great even while moving and even at longer ranges, where before it kind of felt a little inconsistent. Now, as you can see, it feels amazing, that being the M277. This gun is a masterpiece of ingenuity, of modern technology, because unlike the other assault rifles that lose damage pretty quick, this one keeps its damage up to 75 meters away. Not to mention, it doesn't shoot the fastest in the world, so having the better jumping accuracy is once again really good. This was already like kind of a top tier weapon. Oh my gosh, I got it. Pretty accurate. I'm just like kind of trash right now. Okay. Next up, we have the G3, but big. This is just the extended mag AK-4D, and when I say extended, I mean very extended. Literally the same as the G3 damage-wise, as well as fire rate-wise. But not gonna lie, once you started strafing with this one, it felt pretty bad before, as well as the fact that this had a really long ADS speed, so you kind of had to do some goofy movement to try to survive certain fights. But now you can actually get away with doing a little bit more movement with this gun. It's still an M60, so it's nice because as well, you're gonna have to quickly sprint and then ADS. And before, that would give you a bunch of spread for your first bullet, and with like a slow-firing gun, that's pretty bad. But yeah, they patched that bug and this gun feels extremely good now. Honestly, I might say it's better than the AK-4D. I think it might be better as long as you're okay with the slower handling. You get 100 bullets, so 5 times the capacity is really nice. I'm running out of mouse pad here, bro. Oh my, dude, 100 bullets is... Next up, we have my favorite gun from the Battlefield 6 beta that got completely destroyed for the full release of the game, but is now back to its former glory almost. I don't know if it's as good, because honestly, in the beta, this is like my favorite gun in the entire game. But that being the M433. The M433, we've said it before, the time to kill is really good on this gun. The issue was, after the beta was over, they changed the spread in some weird ways, and it made the M433 feel really bad. But now that they've fixed some of the patches, oh my, dude, you were using a grenade launcher from like a foot away. But now that they fixed the goofy odd bugs in this game, look at that balloon, bro. This gun always had one of the best time to kills in the game, as well as pretty solid range as well. The issue with it was never the actual stats itself, it was just the spread. I think the issue was you had to stand completely still and fire in like bursts before. Now you can get away with a little bit more movement, and it's an aggressive gun, so you're gonna have to do a little bit more movement. And this gun went from, okay, use the M4 because this gun has so much spread that you may as well just go for the M4, to honestly, maybe the M4A1 is going to be a worse gun. Genuinely, this gun feels really good right now, and I suggest you come back to it. I think everybody is going to start liking this gun again. Like I said, it was my favorite gun in the beta, and I was really mad when they completely ruined it. But yeah, you can see there were significantly fewer weapons in the beta though, so maybe this won't be the super meta weapon, because, you know, there are some amazing guns that weren't in the beta, but man, this gun is still amazing. How am I the lowest ranked player in my squad? That's insane. How much are these people playing the game? Anyway, a gun that was already one of my favorites in the game is quite a bit better now, which is really good. That being the NVO, or the Galil. This gun was amazing in the beta. It was amazing in the full release, but honestly, it did have some weird spread to it. Oh my god, I thought that guy was dead. Yeah, this gun was already one of the best in the game, but only at like kind of closer ranges, to be honest. Just the fact that it had a 30 round mag and a 3-shot while still having pretty good damage drop was nice. It definitely started to struggle a little bit over mid-range, but now this gun feels so consistent. And a lot of people were using the HK417 because that gun felt a lot more accurate, probably because it was a carbine and not an assault rifle. And the assault rifles tended to have the weird spread. As you can see though, I'm hitting some shots even while kind of moving around quite a bit. And it was already a great gun, so now it's just like a lot more consistent, which means it goes from a close to mid-range gun to kind of the same, but it just does the mid-range part a little bit better, you know? Because the damage drop was already pretty good, and the fire rate isn't the worst in the world. Sometimes you just wouldn't hit your shots. Now you should be hitting your shots pretty consistently, which should make it a lot better in a lot more situations. That's insane. Let me move! I'm stuck in a wall and this guy's rezzing. That is how this gun just feels a lot better in a lot more situations, and it's just so good. Next up, we had a weapon that was very good, one of the best in the game, but it kind of had some weird spread, especially while moving, that being the SG553R. Now, obviously, the close range time to kill was enough to still make this one of the best weapons in the game, but it felt kind of inconsistent at range, and I know a lot of people didn't like it because of that. I will say it was never really a conquest of Operation Firestorm gun or anything, but if you're playing Cairo Breakthrough, this gun is amazing. This is like the go-to gun for that, in my opinion. It was just so consistent for that. You are so weird. Like, why are you doing that? You don't even have the objective and you're camping it. But yeah, when you started moving with this gun especially, it had some weird spread to it. Now look at that spread, bro. Kind of crazy because this was already one of the best weapons in the game, if not the best overall weapon in the game for close to mid-range, because it has a 30-round magazine with the second fastest time to kill in the entire game, at least to 10 meters, which is really good. But now, I don't know, like, look at that spread, man. It's also my highest mastery weapon. I'm trying to get mastery 50 on it, but I use such a big variety of weapons that I just haven't gotten 50 on one yet. Next up, we have a gun that was really, really good, but when the spread got bad on this gun, the spread got really bad on this one. That being the B36A4 or the G36. This is honestly one of the best guns in the entire game. The issue was before, I really had to stand still a lot when I was full autoing it. Now you can get away with doing a little bit more movement while shooting. Obviously, at the end of the day, not moving at all and crouching is going to be the best for your spread, but this gun feels really consistent now. Not to say it wasn't already like really, really good, but yeah, this is so much better. Next up, we have one of my favorite close range weapons in the game that can be used at whatever range you can get the recoil to work for. That being, of course, the TR7. This gun is literally the M60 with SG553 RPM. It's tied for the second fastest time to kill, but it keeps that time to kill up to 20 meters instead of 10. It is an amazing weapon. Honestly, this weapon had some issues with the spread. I'm not gonna lie. It was definitely one of the most inconsistent feeling weapons sometimes, and that was because the spread is really bad on it to begin with. And then when you tied in the movement bug with the spread, that was really, really bad. Basically, this was a weapon that already had the spread issues built in because that was kind of the point. It was supposed to have a lot of spread and a lot of recoil. When you compound that with the bugs with the spread, that's when it got really bad. But they fixed the bugs, so basically they fixed a lot of what made this gun feel extra inconsistent. But now it just feels so much more consistent, especially when you're moving around, you're doing a little bit of jumping. Everything that before would completely throw off your aim, it's just working that much better. And I already thought this one was one of the best weapons in the game if you could use it correctly. Now I think this is one of the highest skill weapons, but once you get past a little bit of a skill curve, it's one of the best weapons in the game easily. And honestly, you can just, you know, run it close range and hip fire it. Then it's really not that bad to use, and then it's just one of the best guns in the game. But next up, we have a gun that had some pretty big issues with spread, but other than that was extremely good for what it did. That being the M123K. Now, this is basically the L110 with an extra 110 rate of fire. Now, that's basically the M433, but as an LMG with 100 bullets. So this gun felt really, really good, but very situationally very good, because honestly, the spread on this gun, especially after the last patch, felt really, really bad. But they've reworked the spread on this gun, and it feels like so much better. If you can make sure you pre-aim everybody, I mean, it's so amazing. Definitely one of those weapons that went up for me. Like, it's way better for me now. I think before I probably put it in like the good tier, the better options tier, because the spread on it felt so inconsistent, but now the spread feels so good. Last up, we have a weapon that had a lot of the same issues as something like the M60, but in some cases even more so, but now it feels so much better. That being the M240L, basically the increased fire rate version of the M60. And sometimes this weapon had some serious spread to it. And that made it a little goofy if you didn't get a bipod down. Dude, basically the spread feels so much better on this one. Oh, the paint. Oh, the paint. I might say this is a better close range LMG than the M123K. It really depends on what you want. This has half the bullets, but way, way better time to kill. And also it has way more consistent hits to kill. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Have a nice day.